So I just wanted to kind of review what we went over today, just so you understand the product a little bit better. So again, the idea is the product itself is still web browser based. So I've come in and you end up going to Qlik.com, and then you'll sign in for Qlik.com, and then associated with that are going to be apps that we want to take a look at. And I think because I've been out for a while, if I click on new Western Canadian facilities, it'll probably ask me to sign in. So we'll just take a look here and see if that is the case or not. It takes a second once you click on an app. So the idea is I went into Western Canadian facilities, and then I'm now looking at the 4 different dashboards associated with that. I'll come in and I'll select the company contact dashboard, and I've got a couple different components in the dashboard. One is related to time of how long, when the well licenses have been drilled. The second on this particular dashboard are companies and the quantity of facilities that they've been putting in. And then the next is going to be contact information associated with those particular facilities. So while I'm on my mobile device, so that's what we're looking at here, obviously, I want to go through the process of elimination. So when I'm doing some market research, one of the things I might want to do is shrink down the time. So I want to look at facility information related to the last couple of months. So I'm going to look at January and February. And then once I've decided what filter I want, I have to essentially pin that particular data set that I've decided to do. So I can see here in Western Canada, 97 facilities in January, 52 so far this month, in the month of February. Up here is a part of the navigation. So if I want to go back, it's important not to use the back key on your browser. We need to use the back key on the app. So if I select that, it's now bringing me back again to the dashboard. But now what's changed is the list of accounts that I'm looking at and the list of contacts are related to facilities over the last couple months. One of the things that I might want to do at this particular point as well is I might want to look at a specific location. So down here I have a bar or ability to navigate over to the next dashboard that I have. That's the summary of the facilities that we're looking at. But the one that I'm going to go to the next one, I'm going to go and I'm going to look at and identify a specific location. So we break the data out into the board field centers, which is typically about 100 kilometers around the geographic area that's referenced. So let's say that I want to target Drayton Valley and Grand Prairie because that is where the majority of the activity is. You can see this by the license count and the need for our type of expertise. Industrial telecom is going to be in that area. I've now said let's go ahead and look the last couple months related to those particular areas. You can see here that I've got the number 2 up there, and I'll just go back. So we go back to the data here. If I select that number 2, it then shows me the 2 filters I put in. So 2 of the 13 months that we have displayed and 2 of the 10 board field centers that we have displayed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back down here to the bottom, and I'm going to move my location back, and I'm going to go look at the actual accounts. So now I'm at the accounts and I'm at the company contact. I'm going to select the dashboard component of accounts, and then when I'm there, I'm going to select the count information, and that's going to sort things ascending, descending for me. So I can come in and I can take a look at, here are all the companies that have essentially been doing some upgrades or new installations related to this particular geographic location here, Drayton Valley and Grand Prairie. One thing that I can do at this point is I could come in and say, oh, is there any one of these accounts that I'm interested in? So I'm going to select Canamex as an example. And I'm now going to, now I've identified, I've got my 3 filters. I'm going to use the back key to come back, and then I'm going to look here and I'm going to see some contacts. And this first contact that I'm looking at happens to be the contact related to the account. As part of the service, we've provided you some information related to that. One thing that I can do right now is, still on my mobile phone, I'm going to come over here to my LinkedIn application. And when I'm going to come in here, I'm going to say, hey, all on my mobile phone, I'm going to look at Thomas and then space Benz and see if Thomas actually shows up. Consulting engineer. So let's go in and we'll take a look at Thomas Benz, consulting engineer, and we can see who his multiple, some of the people who he's speaking, some of the things that he's done in the background. Right from here, if I wanted to, I could send him an email or I could connect with him, which is pretty natural. I want to connect with you. We do a lot of telecommunications, industrial telecommunications for rural areas, and we'd like to talk to you as well. I can also come into back to the app that we have, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to move over, and I want to get to the one. I can take a look at the facilities that they've been putting in. All new licenses. We've got a description. This one has a compressor associated with it. This one has a separator facility associated with it. The Board Field Center Grand Prairie. The field is the flood field. And then the other thing that I can see is that they're dealing with on-stream engineering, and Brent Moyer is the engineering contact at on-stream. I can send him an email if I want to at this particular point. I can also go down here and let me just take another look here. So it's Brent Moyer, and then I can go back and do the same thing that I had done before, all from my mobile device. I can go in here and now select in my LinkedIn B-R-A-N-T and then Moyer, M-O-I-R, and in this particular case there is no match, which happens. I mean, it's not going to be 100%, so I'm not going to use LinkedIn as a strategy to contact the individual, but I do have his email information associated with it. At any given time that I want to go back and I want to change things, I can remove the things that I've pinned onto my mobile device, and now I'm back right at the beginning of the search again. I also have the ability, if I want to, I could come back and take a look at, there's my dashboards associated with this particular account. I can come back and I can look at my other apps. I can look at well licenses, or I can look at the Environmental Canada data. So we've got all the different apps, which I'll send you videos to show you how it uses. This is essentially the service. 5 users. We'll do some training. It gives you example, all on your mobile device. Learn more about your customers and leverage that information to help you position yourself from a sales perspective.